What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We back with the boxing clinic. Midnight grind, early morning grind, Sunday. Floyd Mayweather just stopped Conor Mcgregor in the 10th round. Definitely more entertaining than people thought. It was a few fights on tonight. Congratulations, Gervonta Tank Davis, who said he coming back down to 130. Speak on that tomorrow. Badu Jack looked fantastic. I'll speak on that tomorrow. Tabidi looked fantastic. Speak on that tomorrow as well. But, to talk about the fight, media reaction. Then tomorrow, follow me for the review. Talk about everything after the fight, media-wise and interviews, and talk a little bit more about the fight in detail. But, this should be detailed enough for your fight-by-fight basis. Early on, McGregor switching righty to lefty and using awkward ankles gave Floyd some issues. It was apparent. But Floyd, which you won't get from a lot of channels, because I watched a lot of Floyd fights coming up. Floyd fought the same way he fought with Zab Judah. Difference was Floyd was a little bit younger, a little bit more nimble, a little bit more speed, a little bit more power, and he wasn't fighting a rangy guy like McGregor. That was at 140 with Zab Judah. McGregor was able to, switch hit, keep him off balance, use some angles. He never threw nothing with significance, that had mustard on there. All his shots looked to be pawn shots, and that's what I saw when sparring with Paulo Malignaggi. Pawn shots, shooting at the target, not through the target, and that's not having that experience, punching and boxing. And with boxing gloves, you could tell that same way he hit the bag was the same way he was punching at Floyd. It's a difference. He wasn't punching through the target, and that's just lack of experience in boxing. And if he had been, punching a little bit harder or a little bit more sturdier or through the target, who knows? But he probably wouldn't have connected though, because once you put more power in there, you kind of, some fighters tend to wind up, or some fighters tend to telegraph their shots. But, the angles and the switch hitting was definitely, was giving him some advantages early on. I thought he took probably the first 3 rounds, in my opinion. Floyd was having difficulty fighting out the range. He kind of pulled the Keith Thurman versus the Danny Garcia fight, where Keith Thurman came out aggressive and then switched it up mid-round in the first round and started boxing. And I thought he was going to come out more aggressive. I thought he would come out aggressive. But, with McGregor, I knew he was trying to outbox Floyd. And, most of the people were like, oh, he having success outboxing Floyd. Not really. Like, Floyd did what he did in the Zab Judah fight. He knew Zab Judah, like Conor McGregor, was probably going to front run. And when you say front run in boxing, that means start off strong, but you finish slow. You taper off through the fight. And that's what Floyd's game plan was. But people believe, oh, it's horse shit. He talking horse shit. No, he did it before with Zab Judah. They knew Zab Judah wasn't living a lifestyle outside of boxing. So he hit Zab Judah's body. Zab looked to have some success early, got a lot of people excited, and then resorted to tactics outside of boxing. And then, if you know that story between the big melee and the ring, then you know what I mean. But back to McGregor, Floyd did the same thing. Floyd, he's just, he can't go back to that Arturo Gatti Floyd, where he was able to, be an offensive juggernaut, or the Nundu fight, or the Corrales fight. That's just not him anymore. He doesn't even think about throwing the left hook anymore. The left hook, could have knocked out McGregor a couple rounds earlier, in my opinion, if he threw it like he used to. And that's just due to wear and tear on his body. But McGregor was doing well, because you could tell about the 4th, 5th round, he was going to fatigue out. And that was my premise on this fight. I thought he would fatigue out a little bit early. I thought Floyd was going to be able to go to the body more. He really didn't commit to the body as much as I thought he was. Not even with the jab, he didn't. Not even with the right and left body blows. But those couple body blows that he did throw did slow the McGregor train down. You could tell McGregor, when he started holding and his legs wasn't under him, he was starting to get tired. And it's a difference in the MMA sport and boxing. It's a big difference. 25 minutes, it has lows from what I've seen in a few of the MMA fights. They can buy time, they can lay there, run around, move around a little bit more, buy some time. It's a little bit more standstill time in boxing. It's a little different. It's just a constant mental and pressure game and tit for tat. especially when you're not familiar with the atmosphere, the arena, the ring, your opponent. Floyd kept coming out after him with great composure, and I think his composure kind of threw Conor off because, whatever Conor threw, Floyd never, broke under the pressure. And that's an attribute that, many of us overlook in all combat sports, composure. Being able to keep Conor under the most pressure and still perform. And, that's why Floyd is Floyd. But, then Floyd started to find the range, hit him with the right hand. Basically that was it. He was hitting him with the right hand and, clocking McGregor at will. And that's what I thought to see a few rounds earlier. Took a few more rounds more. I thought Floyd could have did a lot more, especially early on. About the 4th, 5th, 6th round, I thought he could do a lot more, especially body battering him. I thought he could have fought on the inside a little bit more. Understanding McGregor had a nice understanding of how to hold on the inside and do things, but I still thought Floyd could have worked him on the inside, battered the body a little bit more, and got the knockout early. Did he look old? He said he didn't look old. He just fought out of character, but I just think it's time for him to go, retire. I don't know if he can hang with those young guns anymore, but definitely he wouldn't fight a Spence, Thurman, Crawford like that. Trust me. I think it's time for him to go. I'm glad this is his last fight. Cotto had a win tonight. One more fight for Cotto. Get those boys out the door. Take it with Pacquiao. Get out the door. I'll do a video tomorrow on Conor McGregor if he has a boxing future as well. And, I'm proud of Conor McGregor, man. He really did hold it down and made this, this funny fight into a real decent fight, in my opinion. Nothing but respect. Anybody that's willing to, jump over and do something foreign that they have never really done before, you got to take your hats off to McGregor for sure. He's a true champion, in my opinion. I'm definitely going to look into, watching his fights in the future. Nothing but respect, because most people wouldn't jump into other people's world, even in real life. Dudes that got an office building wouldn't jump into the warehouse or a steel plant. They wouldn't survive. They get ate alive. He got outside his natural habitat, and he did good, and he did well for himself. Even though I'm not giving no moral victories, he got knocked out for everything he said. But, it is what it is. What's the stoppage, too early? I'm going to tell you why they stopped that fight like that. They told that referee to stop that fight because if McGregor had got injured, had a death in the ring, or whatever, anything happened to his bodily harm happened in the ring outside the norm or inside the norm, Nevada State Athletic Commission was going to take a hit for, letting them fight in 8-ounce gloves above the 147-pound limit. And, they didn't want that to happen. They knew he was going to lose anyway. McGregor said he should have just let me hit the ground. Yeah, he could have let you hit the ground, and he should have in most people's eyes. But when you switch to them 8-ounce gloves, that's what you got. That's really what you got. They didn't want to take no chances. They knew he was going to lose anyway. He was going to the ground. He was trying to buy time. It was over. They didn't want you to get hurt anymore, and had the blood on the Nevada State Athletic Commission hands. And congratulations to Floyd, his retirement. Interested to see these pay-per-view numbers. Interested to see if they broke the live gate officially. A lot of interesting things to come out of this, man. But I'm definitely proud of Conor McGregor, even after all the racist bullshit he said in the past. Maybe it was just to sell the fight. But he did very well for himself, and he should consider a boxing career if he wants, and just settle in and get a real boxing coach. But this your boy CJ Goodfella. We off to Triple G and Canelo. Gone.